No silly skits today. I'm very excited to bring you today's deck. This is a Bant deck that I call Toxic Intentions, and it's featuring a commander that doesn't care about anything but its color. So why am I so excited? Well, this is my Toxic Intentions deck. This is a Bant, a blue-white-green deck that doesn't actually have a commander that cares about poison, but we're going to use one anyways and just use it as a color hold for us. And the commander here is going to be Rigo, a Streetwise Mentor. For a hybrid white-green, a white, and a hybrid white-blue, you get a 2/2 cat citizen that says it enters the battlefield with a shield counter, which can be proliferated, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. And whenever you attack a player with a plane or a planeswalker with one or more creatures with power 1 or less, draw a card. So I could have picked just about any other Bant commander that's available. I could have done Falco Spara himself, but I like Rigo because he's lower to the ground, and the deck is mostly lower to the ground anyways. He also has the shield counter, can sit there and block over and over and over again, and he lets us draw cards off of like our Phyrexian Might tokens or Skrelv or the Thrumming Bird or anything else that's attacking its little 1/1s. So I kind of like him here in this place just to give us the cards. And as for the rest of the deck, this is what I got so far. Normal thing here is protection in the first column. So we have Lauren's Escape, Dive Down, Slip Out the Back, Tamio's Safekeeping, Gaia's Gift. You know, the usual stuff where you go, oh, you're going to target my thing, keep it alive. And then we have keep the board alive type stuff, Heroic Intervention, Teferi's Protection, Unbreakable Formation. Just make your stuff indestructible, phase it out, hexproof it all, whatever you need, this is what's going to cover it. And then we also have March of Swirling Mist, so you can phase out multiple creatures, and this can also be used offensively to get blockers out of your way if you're trying to go for the finishing blow. And then the next column is kind of like good stuff / get stuff back, and it works well with the deck. We have Regrowth, get a card from your graveyard, put it back in your hand. So sometimes you need to get stuff back and reuse it. Got it here. Shigeki, same thing. Sometimes you need multiple things back. Well, you can channel him and get them back. And then we have Distorted Curiosity. Baseline, it's a divination, but with Corrupted, which is 3 poison counters on your opponents, it costs 1 and you draw 2 cards. It's really easy to get corrupted with this deck, so it's in here as a good way to draw cards, and sometimes you just get a couple cards for a mana. Then we have our board sweeps here. We have Day of Judgment, Vanquish the Horde, and White Sun's Twilight. A deck based around creatures that have to hit to poison the opponents. You don't think you'd want a bunch of board wipes, but in this case you actually do, because sometimes you just need to reset the board so that you can stabilize and keep them from killing you outright. There are so many Nissa decks and so many things that are just like big creature, big creature, big creature that you can't punch through very easily before they kill you as you're trying to poison them out. So that's why these are here. And White Sun's Twilight is on theme, because if you cast it for 5 on the X, you get a bunch of mites left behind after you blow the world up. And Rigo will survive this as long as he has a shield counter on him. And then we have our Mana Rocks and Fixing, Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Cultivate, Harrow, and Relic of Legends. Just the basic mana packages that I like to use in these kind of decks. We also have what I call just the Poisoner cards. We have Prologue to Pheresis. Everybody gets a poison counter but you. Draw a card. Same thing with Infectious Bite. You deal damage with one of your creatures to an opponent's creature. Can't talk right now. And they each get a poison counter. And then Ajani Sleeper Agent. The main thing here is get to 6. Don't screw around with the -3. Just +1 him, proliferate him. However you got to get him to 6. Get there and immediately -6 him, so that you get the emblem that says whenever you cast a creature or a planeswalker, your opponents get 2 poison counters on a target opponent. It's very potent in this deck because we have a lot of creatures. And as for those creatures, the biggest amount of them are toxic creatures. I mean, they're the new thing that just came in Phyrexia All OB1. And this whole column is nothing but creatures with toxic that are in the deck. So let's take a look. We have Crawling Chorus. 1/1 for 1, toxic 1, and it leaves a 1/1 with toxic behind if it dies. Skrelv, big thing here is his protection ability, because then you can make your creatures unblockable with it, or harder to block at the very least. And Oftentimes this will be a matter of getting enough poison on somebody to kill them, and it gives that creature Toxic 1 as well. So you can grant Toxic to a creature that doesn't have it to begin with, so it's kind of nice. And we also have Aspirant's Ascent, grants a creature Toxic in +1/+3 and flying. So again, you can give something like a Thrumming Bird Toxic 1 and +1/+3, and it goes through and hits, and then it'll proliferate the counter. Venerated Rot Priest. Everybody should know this one if you've been paying attention to the metagame in Standard or anything else lately. This thing is nuts. It will probably get killed immediately. If it doesn't, your opponents are in a world of hurt because you have so many things that can either target it to protect it, or they just hit it and okay, they get a toxic counter, or they get a poison counter right off of it. This is a great card. You also have Duelist of Deep Faith, Toxic 2/2. It has Toxic 1, and it has First Strike if it's your turn. Makes it hard to block. This is probably the best Toxic creature, though. For 1 and a white, you get a 1/1 double striker with Toxic 1. Well, when it hits twice, so they get 2 poison counters. And if you can figure out how to grant it Toxic more, like Skrelv, like the Aspirant's Ascent, like the Plague Nurse, which we'll talk about in a little bit, those things, they're going to get more poison. So if you increase his Toxic level to 2, they're going to get 2 per hit. It's kind of exponential. Skrelv's Hive creates a bunch of Phyrexian Mites for us, and if they are at 3 poison counters and they have Corrupted, the Toxic creatures have Lifelink, which can help. We also have, I always flip this. I always try to say Blight Branch. It's Branch Blight Stalker, 1 and a green, 3/1, Toxic 2. And it trades up pretty well with creatures. So oftentimes you're either taking out a pretty good creature or they're going to get 2 poison counters. So you win either way. We also have Dune Mover here, a Toxic 1, 2/1, and it helps fix our mana because we are in 3 colors. So sometimes you get a little color screwed. This will help us get the color we're missing. Mirror Convert, same thing with the color screw fixing here. We got a Phyrexian Mirror. Toxic 2/1, pay 2 life and tap it to add 1 mana of any color. So you can either fix your colors or you can hit them with it and give them Toxic counters. And then Annexed Entry, 2 and a white, 1/4 with Toxic 1. It exiles something with 3 or less. It helps a lot, especially if they have stuff that's locking you out for the time being. You can just exile their stuff and then you have a Toxic creature that can basically sit on defense if need be, or you can go offensive with it. Charge of the Mites, you can either create 2 Phyrexian Mite tokens, or you can deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a creature or a planeswalker. And it's very flexible. You can do either or. I've used it a lot as both, and it's at instant speed, so it's really good. Flinting Raptor, 2 and a white. It's a flying 2/2 Phyrexian bird with Toxic 1. It gives another creature with Toxic +1/+1 and flying until end of turn. So if they've set up their nice little wall of blockers, you're just like, okay, this has flying now, and you flies right over them and smacks them in the face. Loaded Contaminator for 2 and a green. You get a 4/4 Trampler with Toxic 1, and when it deals damage, proliferate. So it's, if it tramples over and hits them with just 1 damage, you're going to get the proliferate. This is one of those things that's really nice to hit with a Flinching Raptor, or one of those things you like to hit with the Aspirant's Ascent or something like that to make it fly up and over and hit them. And then we have Ickerspit Basilisk for 2 and a green. You get a 1/3 Death Toucher with Toxic 1. Not the best creature in the world, kind of generic, mostly draft filler, but it works for some of our purposes. We also have Viral Spawning for 2 and a green. Create a 3/3 Phyrexian Beast with Toxic 1. And if you have Corrupted on your opponent, you can flash it back from your graveyard and use it again. We also have Tainted Observer for 1, a green, and a blue. You get a 2/3 flyer with Toxic 1, which is nice. But the cool thing here is whenever you have a creature enter the battlefield under your control, you can pay an additional 2 and proliferate, which is really nice. We also have Plague Nurse, which is what I mentioned before a little while ago. For 3 and a green, you get a 3/4 Toxic 2 that you can pay 2 and a green, and all of your other creatures with Toxic gain an additional Toxic 1 until end of turn. So if you have 5 Phyrexian Mites out and you swing with them and you activate her, they all have Toxic 2 until end of turn. So any of them that go through will then put 2 counters on them. We also have Venomous Brutalizer, a 4/4 for 4, Toxic 3, and it has a proliferate trigger of an additional 2 attached to it. We also have Basilica Shepherd. Not a toxic creature, but creates toxic creatures for us. And it's kind of nice. And then we also have Tyranax Atrocity. For 3 green. We have a Haster with Toxic 3, and it's a 4/4 Phyrexian Dinosaur. Kind of a fun creature type there. And, you know, sometimes you'll get to sneak this through, not often. It's more of a limited all-star, but I like the card, and I went ahead and put it here. You might be asking why I don't have something like Tyranax Rex in here, and it's because we're in 3 colors. If we were in 2 colors, I would have the Rex in here. But that 3rd green mana sometimes is just really hard to come by because you're trying to fix all your other colors. So then we also have a package that I put in here to make our creatures unblockable. So what we got here is we have Aether Tunnel, Enchanted, can't be blocked. Ghost Form, 2 creatures, can't be blocked until end of turn. Security Bypass, enchant the creature. If it attacks alone, it can't be blocked, and then it connives when it deals damage. And then the card that kind of kicked off this idea, I was digging through my boxes looking for paper cards to put in my paper version of this deck I'm building, and I stumbled across Tetsuko Umezawa. It makes all your 1 toughness or 1 power creatures unblockable. Well, there's a lot of those in this deck. We have all the Phyrexian Might, Dune Mover, the Branch Blight Stalker, like Skrelv, like all these things can't be blocked if Tetsuko hits the board. So it makes a really good way to punch that toxic damage through and push the last poison across that you need to get through. And then the last column of spells is Proliferation, is what this is. We have Grateful Apparition, hit them, proliferate. Murder for the Cause, it dies, proliferate. Do the spell, draw a card, proliferate. Look at your top 3, proliferate. Bounce their stuff, and if it's a CMC 3 or less, you get to proliferate again. Thrumming Bird is just like Grateful Apparition, but Grateful Apparition allows you to hit Planeswalkers. This one doesn't. You have to hit the player to get the proliferation effect. Canker Bloom, this is kind of a modal deal here. It's a 3/2 for 2. Pay 1 and sack it. You can either destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or proliferate. It's just over here because it has that 3rd option. But oftentimes you're going to use it to get something out of your way or remove something. Like sometimes I do a pin down like a Banishing Light or something like that on your stuff. Use him and get rid of it. Unnatural Restoration. This is in the same vein as Regrowth over on the other side, but it only gets permanents, but it also has Proliferate attached to it. Watley's Raptor, it's a 2/3 for 2. Vigilance, it says when it enters, proliferate. Guild Pact Informant, same as the Grateful Apparition. When you hit somebody with it or their Planeswalkers, you get to proliferate again. We also have Evolution Sage for 2 and a green. Landfall Trigger, proliferate. Tezzeret's Gambit, 3 and a Phyrexian blue, draw 2, proliferate. And then Inexorable Tide. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to play blue in the deck, is to get all of this blue proliferation stuff in here. And this is actually the best proliferation card in the game, because once it resolves and sticks, everything you cast gives you a proliferation. And then we have our lands. It's just a real basic, Bant color scheme. 5 plains, 4 islands, 5 forests. Blue-white lands, green-white lands, and then blue-green lands all the way down. And then I also have Aspara's Headquarters in here because that's the Bant colors land that's in the game right now. I also have Access Tunnel here, which is another way to make your stuff unblockable, which is really nice because you're just like, oh, I'll just make my 3/3 beast token off of the viral spawning unblockable, and you can hit them, or I'll make that double striking guy unblockable, and then they get hit for 2 poison. Multicolor lands, ways to fetch out the basics, multicolor. Karn's Bastion has Proliferate attached to it, so we can use that to push our damage, Mana Confluence. And then we also have a copy of Mirex. It comes in play. You can tap it for a colored mana the turn it comes into play, and then you can also pay 3 and tap it to make Might tokens. That's the main reason why it's here. So that's the deck in a nutshell. I hope you enjoy it. I had to re-record my games because unfortunately something happened to the audio and my microphone was disabled when I was doing the first set of recordings I did, and the games just didn't have any voice to them. So with that said, I'll see you after the gameplay. Nicol, Bolas, the Ravager. Alright, finally, something different. I keep running across the same 4 or 5 commanders today. So I came back, or took a break, came back, so hopefully this will break me out of whatever funk this is. Alright, let's do Signet. We'll drop Sanctum next turn. So right on the money for things to drop. They're looking at Rigo like, what are you playing? Little do they know. It's hidden poison. It's one of the few advantages you get of playing a commander that you really don't care like how they fit in the scheme of things. And what's fun is like playing Guild Pack Informer really doesn't inform them much of anything because Rigo, it's like, oh, they're going to proliferate the shield counters, and you know. We'll pitch an Inexorable Tide. I could have got it down next turn, but I can also bring it back too. Oh boy. Let's go get a white. And there we go. Gimme. Alright, so we're going to play Rigo. We're still going to play the keep them in the dark game. Let's do Unnatural Restoration. I'll get that Inexorable Tide back. Okay, well that's fine. I really don't care. We're not gonna attack because we don't need to. There's Bolas. I'm just gonna discard Rigo because I don't care. I mean, I find it interesting that I have a commander where I'm just like, okay, whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and get that Inexorable Tide down. And we have the dive down in case we need it. Or I can also do March for 2. So... a braid. Creature. Lame as hell. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll just kill the beetle. I don't want to give him the mana, but I also don't want to keep taking the chip damage either. Because that was a question somebody had posed on Twitter the other day, is do you think chip damage matters in Magic? Especially in like things like Commander. And I personally ascribe to the belief that it does matter in the grand scheme of things, especially in a 1v1 environment. Alright, so now we have our first toxic creature. So we have Dive Down, and we have the March. So we have ways of protecting the Contaminator. So if they play like a sacrifice thing, we can March it, and if they play a straight removal, Dive Down will work too. Okay. Let's play Cold Steel Heart. I probably should have waited on that. It's whatever. White. Swing. Dive down. No. You're getting your poison whether you like it or not. No, they don't want to lose the... Like, you don't want to lose the ghast? Alright, and then we still have Mist available for 1 turn to do the thing, and we can also still get our inexorable tide. We lost like 3 proliferate triggers because I screwed the ordering of the stack up doing that. Okay, value is 1. You. Excuse me. Got that tickle. I'm sorry, I'm not sacking jack and squat right now. But thanks for playing. Let's go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and do Rigo. And then we can swing, so that'll give us 2 more counters. Submit. Alright. Now we're cooking. I could have played the Basilisk, but it's whatever. If they can't get rid of the inexorable tide, they're just going to get just blitzed by it here in short order. And I don't care if you start countering spells, it's a cast trigger. We just have to be able to start spamming spells because Bolas has us in 3. Bad part is they can steal some of our stuff too. Let's... that way. And let's go ahead and Serum Snare Ravager. So now they can't prevent the hit. There's 2 damage or 2 poison coming through versus the 1 I would have got off the proliferate for bounce or hitting the wall. So you're at 9. All I need is 1 spell, and you die. Oops. And I got Bolas off of my back. So don't be afraid to use this on things that are bigger than 3. You gotta judge when it's more expedient to do the proliferate. Yeah.
For your god Pharaoh has returned. You dare to mind, isn't it?
Okay, well you took my card draw. Congratulations. Hopefully it doesn't screw me into a land. Block. Oh, they gave up. They didn't want to see if I got a spell and poisoned them out. Venser. Ooh. I think I faced this one other time and it did alright. Sure, we'll try this. We're gonna take some pain though, I think. Ooh, okay. That changes my my starting plan. I was gonna play Canker Bloom, but getting the hive going and getting it ticking off toxic tokens over and over and over again is a lot better. We're gonna play, or wait, cancel. We're gonna swing, or no, we're not gonna swing. Shoot. Mentally, I was like, oh, I can swing for poison. No, you can't. Stupid. Alright, now we're gonna do an experimental lottery. None of these, except for the land, is worth my time right now, so we'll go ahead and go there. Does that thing have Death Touch? No, it's just Toxic 1. Alright. Let's do Skrelv. And we'll just sit on the rest. No attacks. Because I want to have the Slip Out the Back available to keep Skrelv from getting shot in the face with a nice juicy black removal spell. I'll take a little damage, like whatever. Yeah. I do them things too. My turn. Except for that's colorless. Ah, you come in to play tapped. It's frustrating. Alright, not swinging because, you know, reasons. Canker Bloom can come down and smash the, leave my scroll alone. Black. Let's just go Basilica Shepherd at this point. If we get a critical mass of mites on the board, I'm not as concerned. Because so far, that other than the one, you know, proliferate, they haven't done a whole lot. Alright. Let's play Canker Bloom. Really? Fine. Whatever. Send in the forces. I'm okay with this. Because now I can flashback viral spotting. It's like, that's fun. And if they want to burn a counter on that, well, okay. That's one less counter used on other things, such as Slip Out the Back, or the Venomous Brutalizer. And the nice part here is now I also have lifelink on all my little dinks, so I can gain back some of the life I've been losing to the Skrull's Hive. Because most of the damage I've taken this game is from my own hive. Okay, she's seeking rando cards. Great. Let's see. Oh. Just real quick, I wanted to see something. If at the end of the turn, if I slip out the back, the 3/3, and then next turn I swing with 5, 6 creatures, they can only block 1. They get 5 poison counters, and then I cast this with the proliferate trigger. And if they didn't have a counter in hand, they would lose. So that worked out pretty good. Ugh. Grand Unifier. This card is nuts. Sure. Since we're going first, I'm going to take this, because I can do the Jawbone on 2. And I have Infectious Bite, I have Contentious Plan, I have Aether Tunnel. Because the idea here is we're going to just have to go fast, 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 and just plow into them. Now, the bad part is we don't have the mana to do the Aether Tunnel, so we gotta wait, which gives them the opportunity to remove the Duelist. Not having these 2 blue lands in my opening hand, that was a real pain. Alright, let's go ahead and do a Scry, and we'll leave that on top because I want the mana. We're going to put Aether Tunnel on the Duelist. You ain't blocking it anyways. Have some poison. Now, like Goshintai and all the other 5-color commanders, the other thing I like with going against Atraxa is they spend a lot of time trying to set up to get a big Atraxa out of it. Oh, that's a pain. Alright. So let's play the land. Let's go get that. What do I have? I don't really need anything. Let's go get a green, I think. Because I'm trying something super silly here, I think. Let's go ahead and play Rigo. Let's do a contentious plan. We'll proliferate the counters. There's an Attacker. Oh wait, I should have swung. I'm stupid. Can't be blocked. The 4/7 made me go, oh no! And again, I'm not worried about life gain abilities. I don't even care about my life total, really. We'll play Attacker Waste. We're going to swing with the Duelist this time because I'm a dum-dum. Alright. We're going to go ahead and regrowth the Contentious plan so I can recast it just to get an extra proliferate out of it. And the extra card. And the turn. See, I would have had them dead next turn if I would have swung, you know, like a smart person. Now I have all the opportunity in the world to catch us. Now they have an Infernal Grasp in their hand now. Or they will. Alright. Oh, and a Binding. You know. So, 2 removal spells. Luckily, they can't cast it right now. Oh, 3 removal spells. Okay. Rigo's gonna block, because he can just sit there and eat the counter. Oh, now they gotta decide what they're gonna discard. Man, I'm kicking myself so hard. They should be at 8 counters right now. I am a blithering idiot. Yeah. So we're just gonna do our Aether Tunnel trick there. I'm not putting Skrelv down. I'm gonna wait on the Infectious Bite. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I need them to use the Exile spell on Rigo if they're gonna use it, so the bite doesn't get countered. Or do they not take that? I don't see it in their hand now. That's whatever. Yeah, we're just gonna shoot the Soldier. I should have shot it earlier. I need a proliferate spell. Any proliferate spell. Or the Pharesis spell. They don't have a live counter that I can see, unless it's in the 2 cards I can't see. Son of a biscuit. Alright. Well, we're gonna play Scroll. We're gonna play this. Yeah, I made just the hugest freaking mistake by not swinging. I got overexcited when I saw the body and forgot that was unblockable. Oh dear lord. Okay. There goes Skrelv. Well, I get a card. Oh no, not Skrelv. How did I get... Oh, because Elish Norn. I was like, how did they get 2 triggers? Because I'm a dum-dum. But I do have a proliferate spell, so I'm going to block Elish Norn so I can live. And pray they don't have a counterspell. You know? Because I don't know what. If this gets countered, we're dead, so whatever. What you got? Is it a removal spell or is it a counter spell? Make my failure complete, please, because I really botched this. You should have been gone a long time ago. I don't care. Oh shoot, the ETB doesn't work. I forgot. Elish Norn. Stupid. Neera. Alright. Have not seen her use in a long time. Let's see what happens. Sure, we'll keep this. We have a turn 2 and 3 toxic creature. My brain is kind of mush at the moment. Which, if you've watched the entire video, you'll hear why I'm kind of mush brain at the moment. Okay, there's the heart. It's tapped, so we're gonna get a swing through for at least 2 poison. Let's go ahead and drop the Ichor Spit, just to get that down, and then we have Charge of the Mites, which, you know, if they play like a 2 toughness blocker, I can always blast it out of the way. I would prefer to make Mite tokens, but we'll see. Okay, well, they killed my things. Such is life. Really? Okay. Let's play the Yavimaya Coast. And we'll replay this, and I have a dial down to be able to keep it from getting bounced or burned. I also have safekeeping, so whatever works. They got ramp. Yes, they do. They got ramp. How about you? We're gonna play that, and we're just gonna swing for a poison. I'm gonna end the turn. I'm gonna sit on the Charge of the Mites and try to get that through at the end of their turn. Tweet, tweet. Yeah. That's a thing. I've yet to see Neera come down. Oh, there she is. Fine. Safekeeping says no. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Make me mites. Alright. Red. Hold the fuck. Do this. do this. Otter Tapper, do not screw with me. I just want the poison to go through. That's all I want. Oh, wonderful. It's a Teferi.
No matter the time or place, I'm ready to win. Now that is an interesting fact.
Of course they're not going to swing. Screw it. We go in phase. Oh, there's a Skrelv. Too bad the auto tapper used all my white up. Alright. Keep the dive down handy for the Basilisk. Because they don't want to block the Basilisk with Neera, because it'll just kill it, and then it's going to cost them a lot more mana to recast. Alright, they're just working their way up to the -12, it looks like. Good boy, resolve. Come on. I'll take the 2 damage. Like, whatever. I wish that hadn't tapped all 3 of those to play Rigo. It's like, you couldn't have tapped a blue?
There is much the past can teach us.
Alright, let's see what they got in their hand. Nothing? Anything? Okay, nothing of importance. Schwink. More poison for you. Alright.
I am here to learn.
We are 1 turn away from getting -12. Choose a permanent name and shuffle these. Yeesh. That's ugly. I can get them to 8 next turn in terms of poison. I need... That is a thing too. No. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do Ghost Form on these 2. Okay, so then in response, I'm going to activate Skrelv and put the protection on here for blue. And then I'm going to swing Skrelv. Yeah, face. We got to get the poison on him. This is a race for poison. Alright, Shigeki. We can't... We can only get, like, what? 1 thing back? End the turn. Don't give me that you were go crap. I've had a day. They have to -12 or they have to kill my stuff. No. Resolve. There you you go.
Seen that coming.
I'm trying harder than it looks.
Oh. They decided they didn't want to mess around anymore. Ezuri. Alright, let's see how this goes. I got poison janked earlier by somebody playing this. Oh, crap. I can't keep that hand, though. I like that one, though. Let's do Dreamroot, because then we can play both Skrull and the Venerated Rot Priest next turn. So let's go Skrulls. Let's go Venerated. It's time for some poison. Give me lands. That's a Canker Blade. Skrull, you can do this to this. And that's a green creature, right? Green. Next. I should have probably did the contentious plan, but that's okay. They got a land. Alright, so we did not get that. So let's go for Phyrexian mana on this, naming green. Swing. Yeah, we're gonna do the contentious plan. Submit. You're still not land. Damn it. That's a problem because that can block. Come on, deck. Hey, that's a land. You know what? Fuck it. Pardon my French. We're going for it. They can block. I'm just gonna use this. You're still getting that poison counter. You're not land. It's pretty good that we've been this land screwed and we have 8 poison counters on them, though. I mean, we're going just full tilt here, but... They gotta have something. They have to. Let's activate Skrull. If they have something to kill or hit the Rot Priest, that's okay. Might have a bounce spell. If they don't, they're dead. Take your poison. Watch this. This is funny. Oops. Take 2 poison. Ah, 3 lands, 10 poison. Kozilek the Great Distortion. Okay. It's not impossible, but it's a little harder to do colorless decks outside of Commander. Sure. We'll start with the Razor Verge. Because I do have a Canker Bloom, so I can blow up any artifacts that don't please me. Which... yeah, we'll go ahead and play it. Until we get some poison stuff going, this proliferating stuff isn't, like, the best in the world. It's like, I got proliferate for days. So let's go ahead and smash the island. We'll go get a blue and a white. actually going to go ahead and contentious plan. Submit 0. You're not getting a counter, thanks. And no attacks. What the hell does that thing do? If you don't, you can copy that spell. Okay. Let's go. Trying to think what we should do here. I think Thrumming Bird actually is okay. We'll just kind of sit back on that. So whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell, I have to pay 2 additional where they get a copy of it. I mean, that's a thing. I like how I got all the proliferate in the world, and I have no way to put poison on them right now. It's frustrating. Okay. Asking ye shall receive, I guess. Alright, so there's a Venerated Rat Priest. And we are just gonna pass the turn. So if they want to try to screw around with the Brat Priest, I have a couple of things. I really don't care if they get, you know, a copy of a Dive Down or a copy of a Slip Out the Back. That's really kind of whatever. Okay. Alright. Just to get this show on the road, we're going to go ahead and put a Dive Down on that. You can have a copy of it. I don't care. Resolve. Decline. I'm not paying for that. You can have a copy of it. It's like, whatever. I just wanted to put a copy, or put a poison counter on them because I'm sick of having all this proliferate and no freaking way to deal with it. Alright. So, hang on to that for a second. Let's... Yeah, actually, let's play this. Let's play it on blue, just to give us a second blue. I'm going to untap it. I'm going to play Inexorable Tide. So that gives us another source of proliferation, and then we're just going to sit back. Because I'm not swinging the Thrumming Bird into the Stone Coil Serpent, or anything like that. Rot Priest has kind of done his job. That's fine. You can have your poison counter for your troubles. I'm quite okay with that. Alright, so there's that. Let's do... Let's go ahead and do an experimental augury, and I'm going to pay for this one. They're not getting a copy of that. So we're going to get another proliferate off here. I guess I'll take the Signet because it gives me another spell to cast. Yeah, we're going to give them the counter. We'll play this, get another proliferate trigger off of the Tide, and then I'll still have the Slip Out the Back available. So, yeah, there's that. And no attacks right now. I can use the Canker Bloom to smash the Serpent if I want, or I can use it to proliferate. So, there is Kozilek. Okay. And their hand is full. Alright. My turn. So, let's play Rigo, see if they have a 3-drop to counter it. Submit. I'm thinking I actually want to smash their Stone Coil Serpent. so I can get the Thrumming Bird across. So let's go ahead and hit them with that, and I get a card out of it. And submit. And play land. And end the turn. I want to keep Teferi's Protection up as a cast. Because then if they get something to nuke my Inexorable Tide, I have a way to try and protect it. Okay, like they're going to play the Leveler, which is fine. And I'm just going to play this. Which I'm going to get an Inexorable Tide trigger. Yeah, see. Phasing. It's fun. So what did you guys think? I had a lot of fun playing the deck. It has its ups and downs, but it's a lot of fun to watch opponents try to figure out how to avoid being poisoned out of the game as quickly as you can. As you saw in the gameplay footage, there was one game I only drew 3 freaking lands, and I still managed to put 10 poison counters on the opponent. So it is a very powerful deck at times, and those times it kind of struggles. It depends on how your draws go. As for changes I would make to the deck, I would probably take out some of the protection spells, some of the single target protection spells that are in there. I just think I have too many. I think I need more card draw to reload my hand. I think I need more things to try and clear the way for our guys rather than make them unblockable. Just blow stuff up and get it out of the way so they can get through and poison. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. I had a lot of fun here today, and I will see you in the next video where I think I'm actually going to try the same kind of deck, but I'm going to take the blue out and put black in.